RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
Oh my God, I clicked the button twice. What's up? How you feeling, guys? Pretty funny. What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. While it's almost like being in love. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. There's a smile. I won't sing. Okay. Yes. Trump's been indicted. Music check? You didn't hear the music? How's it going out there? How's it going? Did we not hear the music? Oh, fuck this. All right. Let me see. I hope you can hear. Well, it's a 10-second delay. That's why I have to wait for my producers in the chat room to let me know if they could actually hear me. And all right, yeah, let's see. I'm giving it a second. Let's see. My name is Tara Devlin. I guess hopefully you can hear that. And this is unapologetic liberal talk on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. And yeah, okay, great. Thank you, Winston, on the chat. It was all good. No check was okay. I don't know. Okay, well, Winston said that the music came out. All right, thank you. And Ed and Haiku, thank you, guys. And Jim, of course, thank you so much, guys. And thank you, Jim, for your super chat. Always popping the cherry of the super chats. I love it. Yeah, okay, so I'm sorry I wasn't able to do a show last night. Well, we had our show on Wednesday, and then I was like, oh, man, it came over my phone. I was actually kind of tuning out last night. I said, I can't deal with this shit anymore. So I was watching Netflix when it popped up on my phone, and I couldn't be more pleased, frankly. It just said Trump indicted in New York. And I have to say, I miss my friend Michael. I bring him up a lot because it's times like this, I know that we would be laughing and talking on the phone and sharing this excitement. And I'm sure if there is an afterlife, he's up there. And maybe he had something to do with it. I wouldn't doubt it. So, all right. Yeah, let me see. Hold on. I have to hit some buttons here. If you can, please become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. That'll help keep the show going and growing. This is unapologetic liberal talk, like I'm saying, and we need to, we don't have billionaire benefactors like the right-wingers. We only have each other. So whatever you can to help keep the independent liberal media going will be very much appreciated. And Jonathan says he has a question for me on the chat. Just put the questions in the chat if you have a question. You don't need to raise your hand. So, all right, let's get into it though. Do I have to say anything else? Well, you know where to find us. If you whatever. Tell your friends. Bring a friend to the show. We hang out here every Friday evening from the 8:30 p.m. vicinity, Eastern Standard Time. And then we usually do a show during the week. If you can support that, you want to hang out, or if you think that it's we need more independent liberal media, because that's really how we're going to change things. And I talk about it all the time, that as you know, if we didn't have such a filthy fascist propaganda media, we wouldn't be in this position. We wouldn't be in this boat. Well, it's partly, of course, money and politics is the root of all evil, but the media, the corporate media, you might say that the left media. What's the left media? There's still the corporate media. So there's only so far left they'll go. They will never point out that they as a concentrated the concentrated media itself is detrimental to democracy. That's never going to be a topic of discussion on corporate media, as they lament how divided we are as a nation. And they do, this is what drives me crazy all the time, because I hear they do talk about that on the corporate media. They'll say, oh, what do we do? America's so divided. Well, we weren't as divided before the corporate media, before Reagan began the consolidation of the media, or really began, the deregulation of the media. And then Clinton put the nail in the coffin with the Telecommunications Act of 96. And then, and we've talked about it on the show. They've done studies that the polarization in the country is directly traced back to when the media was, I guess, consolidated. You know, it didn't happen overnight, but it happened. And we knew it was going to happen. They knew it was going to happen. And this is another thing that drives me crazy, how they always talk about unforeseen consequences, that somebody like Bill Clinton couldn't understand the ramifications of what he was doing, because I've seen interviews with him talking about it, saying somebody confronted him about it, and he's like, yes, we didn't think it was going to be like bullshit. Of course they knew it was going to happen. They just did it anyway, because it was the New Democrats at the time, quote unquote. That's what they called themselves. And they were wiping their ass with the New Deal. And they were trying to be more, they were trying to get that Wall Street money. They wanted to be more like Republicans. And here we are. You know, that's what drives me crazy in general. And we talked about it on the last show when Robin Kincaid was on the show, that the only lesson Democrats ever seem to learn is that they need to be more right wing. Well, if a Republican loses an election, of course they hate democracy, and they don't learn the lesson that, oh well, maybe I need to be more be less of a fascist, be more inclusive or whatever, because they don't give a shit. That's their niche. They want to destroy democracy, so it doesn't matter what they are. They could be as vile as they want, and they'll be entrenched in power. But Democrats always learn the lesson. If they lose an election, they take away that the only takeaway they get is they got to be more like Republicans, and it's insane. And here we are, though. Here we are. The other thing, oh my God, as you know, on the freaking corporate media, they always talk about the far left, the far fucking right. Where is the far left? Where's the far left? Give me the specifications. The far left? There's no far left in this country. And if there's a far left, it's not very organized. It's a figment of the imagination, of course, of the likes of Perjury Trader Green. They need their nemesis. But there certainly is a far right in this country, and the far right is in the Republican Party now. It's not the fringe anymore. They are the Republican Party. It is the base, and the most disgusting displays over the last, it's 24 hours since Trump's been indicted or whatever, less than, a little bit around there. And of course, we see yet again, the Republicans they're never going to quit this guy. They're never going to quit him. They've had so many chances to cut ties with this tax cheating, draft dodging, America hating, wannabe dictator con man with the fake university, the vitamin scam, the history of sexual assault, the serial bankruptcies, the failed businesses, the lifetime of litigation against those who couldn't fight back. That's who they're dealing with. That's their standard bearer. A complete, filthy, disgusting waste of human DNA. He is a walking embodiment of rapacious greed, a sociopath, And that's what he's the victim now. But that's their standard bearer. And how many times, on the last show when Robin Kincaid was on the show, we were talking about what our imagining different alternative histories. And like if Reagan never committed treason by negotiating with our enemies to keep the hostages, while Carter, who was the sitting president, was trying to get them out, then maybe we wouldn't be in this boat. But wait, hold on. Here comes the music. We'll be right back. Unapologetic liberal talk. Come back, hang out. We're having a party. All right. This is Tara Devlin, Unapologetic Liberal Talk, on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. And so what was I saying now? See? Fucking music. Just, we were talking about alternative histories and well, it'll come back to me. And nice to see you, Mark, in the chat. As always, it's up to us, Mark says. That is it. We are the ones we were waiting for. Where'd that come from? Thank you, Mark. As always, it's up to us. That is the truth. And thank you for your super chat, I should say, as well. And thanks for being here. So, what the fuck? See, I hate when that happens. The music distracted me. So, Robin was on the show. We were talking about alternative histories. What? Whatever. It'll come back to me. So, somebody on the chat might say something. Could we mock the fascists more? Yes. Okay. Here, let's start here, because of course, I was monitoring, as I do, watching corporate media today, and they're at it again. The polls, up in the polls, down in the polls, and because now the poll is Trump. What do you think? Should he be should he have been indicted? First of all, we don't know what's in the indictment. All of these scumbags, like the fascist Ron DeSantis, the rest of them, the entire filthy fascist freak show of the Republicans, they're all saying this is illegal. They have nothing. How do you know? A jury, a grand jury got together, and they were presented with the facts. So citizens of the United States, fellow Americans, got together, sat down, and with the evidence, and returned an indictment against the con man. So we didn't see this evidence. Obviously, he's a fucking con man. Give me a break. I was saying, what if the Republicans had many opportunities to quit this sociopath. All along they've had opportunities, big and small, which they could have said, like the Republicans. Like I hear the stories when Republicans of Nixon's day, when he was committing crimes and treason. They went to him and said, "It's over, booby," because he was a criminal just like the rest of them, and Nixon took a hint: either you resign or we're going to impeach you, and you're gonna And then of course Ford pardoned Nixon, and this was the problem, where I guess somehow, somewhere along the line, this great constitutionally limited democratic republic that fought a revolution to overthrow an intergenerational aristocracy and monarchy decided that when we say no one's above the law, we actually mean there's one dude, one guy. It's been a guy. So, the president, he's above the law. But then we guffaw at the Nixon's statement, his famous statement, well, when the president does it, it's not illegal just by the fact that the president is doing it, which is bullshit. That's the kind of system the founders overthrew. You stupid bastards, Republicans. But that's conservatism. You understand? Because they are a fundamentally undemocratic ideology. They hate democracy in their guts, in their core. That's why we see Republicans of today. They have nothing holding them back. We are getting to the point where they're no longer even playing lip service to democracy. Many of them are outright saying, like that's the guy, Nick Fuentes. We played a clip of him another time on another show, saying how what was he saying? We need to overthrow democracy. We need to do everything we can to get Trump in office and then end all elections. That's the plan here, you see. But they're right out in the open. And then Trump has dinner with this filthy Nazi, an avowed Nazi, and the corporate media reports it as Trump is hanging out with anti-Semites, which is true, but that's only one disgusting part of his idea or his personality or whatever it is. The rest of his whole scheme is to overthrow democracy. So it's not just that Trump is hanging out with an anti-Semite. He's hanging out with someone who is openly plotting the overthrow of the United States government, as they all are now, because they hate America. They hate democracy. And that really is the theme. And it has to get out there. The theme of every show, that Republicans are unfit to hold leadership positions in a modern democracy because they hate democracy. They have forever. When they say they want to drown government, they want to shrink government to the size of whatever, to drown it in a bathtub with nice vision, right? These lovely, but they love babies, right? But that's the vision. They're going to shrink it down to, you're going to drown it in a bathtub. That when they say they hate government, is what they're talking about is democracy. So when they, because that's what they hate. They hate democracy. What, government? And Democrats have never pushed back. They rarely, if ever, push back. Lately, they've been getting better at that, because I think there's a new breed or new younger generation of Democrats coming along. So, and they're not putting up with the shit. And I'm here for it. I'm all about that. I'm so happy to see that some Democrats are, they understand that the Democrats are the only pro-democracy party in the country now, for all their flaws. And I'm telling you, the flaws or whatever, we have the problem of money in politics. The system that we have, money, legal bribes are built right into the system. So this is a problem. Of course, you're going to have some Democrats who aren't as altruistic as others. They're not trying to get into government to help their communities. They're in it for the money, like Joe Manchin, as we talked about on the last show with Robin Kincaid. So, but anyway, so Republicans. What are we going to do with Republicans? So I was watching corporate media today, and of course, we're up in the polls, down in the polls. Who's going a poll? What are we going to do? And the thing is that it's so tedious that I guess it's only going to get worse with this shit going on, because we always have to check in with the Trumpanzee. What are the Trumpanzees feeling? What are they doing? What are they thinking? How are they pooping their diapers now? And let me see here. MSNBC interviews people about Trump indictment. Hold on. Here comes the music. We'll play this when we get back. This is Tara Devlin. Thanks for hanging out. All right. So I was watching MSNBC. So here they had Yamiche Alcindor out there doing those man on the street interviews. Here, let's play some of it. Okay, if I can get it to play.
Indictment of former President Trump. It is not only historic, it is also deeply polarizing for Americans across the country. We've been hearing from people all day about their thoughts, which really in a lot of ways is really it's in some ways shows their political affiliations and
in some ways. No, in every way. It shows their political affiliation. The Trumpanzee is enmeshed with bullshit. They live in an alternate reality where facts have a liberal bias, of course, but they're outright being lied to, as we see and as we know under oath. When the Fox pundits are questioned under oath, they have to admit that they're lying. They're outright lying to the victims / viewers who watch their channel. So it's sickening for me watching corporate media. I don't know why the hell they have to do this. Why are you interviewing Trumpanzees? They don't live in reality. We don't need to hear from them. We need to report what's going on. I don't need to hear from MAGA morons. We hear enough from them. They are a very loud minority of a bunch of cranks. Because, I mean, it's like a baby crying. Everybody has to stop and address the baby. But it's time, let the baby cry itself out. But, oh my God, all right, here we go. Let's keep going.
Tied to how they see this from a political lens. Take a listen to what we've been hearing.
I think it's been a long time coming. I'm hopeful that it actually works because I feel there could be a lot of negative repercussions if it doesn't go through or falls apart. I worry that some of his followers are going to resort to violence.
There must be something there.
You worry that some of his followers are going to resort to violence. What would make you think that? Could it be that the likes of Lindsey Graham are tweeting things like break the windows, I mean, this is a fucking violent, filthy, lie-riddled, fascist death cult. It's a cult. And we'll get to that, too. Lindsey crying? And I wanted to talk about another thing. Meghan McCain, she's still here. She writes for the Daily Mail, if that's what you call it, writing. But it's another underwhelming, I don't know, bunch of words put together to defend the guy, the tax cheating, draft dodging, America hating con man that constantly debased her father. These people have no dignity. Okay. Well, anyway. Let's keep going.
Bring it forward. I mean, I have no idea what the outcome's going to be. I'm not hopeful from what I've read. Looks like a long shot.
Alvin Bragg is my DA, and I'm very upset with him. I think he needs to resign.
Okay, so this is what gets on my nerves. Why do we want to hear from the crank in the Let's Go Brandon hat? All right? Oh, let's see what this cranky old bitch has to say. With the Let's Go Brandon, let's hear from the elderly person on Socialist Security. Thanks, Democrats. Thanks, liberals. No doubt on Socialist Security, on Medicare, and she's out there protesting because for somebody that it's part of a party that would take all that shit away and is trying, as they do all the time, trying to take her very livelihood away on a daily goddamn basis, but wearing a babyish stupid, infantile, let's go Brandon hat. And they got to put a microphone in front of her face? What they should, why are you respecting this person? You know what I mean? What they should ask her is, what the fuck is wrong with you, lady? What's wrong with, what is that hat you're wearing? How old are you? Are you a child? What is that hat? Dum-dum? You know, what do you think about Medicaid finally being able to negotiate drug prices? Oh, I think, I'll take it all, right? You'll take it all. This is what Republicans are. They want all the benefits of society, but none of the responsibilities we have to each other. They will gladly partake in the social safety net and the civilization that normal people, that Democrats, that liberals, that progressives make possible in spite of people like her. And they'll take advantage of it. But they're ignorant while consuming poison. The poison shoved into her tiny mind by those that are trying to, that really are manipulating her. They're not trying to improve her life. They're not trying to, they don't give a shit about her at all. She should be enjoying her retirement years. That's what Democrats did for her. Democrats made it possible for her to have her Social Security and Medicaid and Medicare. So she could, be out there and not have to go and, she'd still be, who knows, if it was another time, she might have joined the number one cause of death for the elderly pre-Social Security was hypothermia and malnutrition. But I'm looking at her, I don't know, making a judgment call. She don't look like high society to me. She looks like somebody just getting by. And obviously, she's a dum-dum. So I don't think she's whip smart. Let's Go Brandon. Anybody wearing a Let's Go Brandon anything? As soon as I see that, I just, it's like the red hat to me. Of course, it's kind of the same. You might as well be wearing something that says, I'm a dum-dum. But the Let's Go Brandon, especially because it's so infantile and to be ridiculous, really. You look like an idiot. You look like everything I say on the show, that Republicans are unfit. They lack the fundamental maturity to function in a free democratic society. And here she is, proving me right yet again. Because it takes maturity. What is so tickling about Let's Go Brandon? I don't get it. It's so stupid. And I've talked about it on the show before, but it's sort of like, it's baffling to me. But it goes to show you, they're all hanging out like, oh, let's go Brand. Aren't we funny? It means fuck Joe Biden because somebody said something at NASCAR and they all misinterpreted it, and now it's caught on. It's not clever in any way. It's stupid. It might, you know what? I guess it might, when I'm thinking about it more, if I'm processing it, it's something that would please my nieces and nephews when they were 6. You know, saying something like a curse word in a roundabout way. Right? Like that would please a child. It would make them go, hee. That would be very clever for maybe a 9-year-old. Maybe not 6. Prepubescent child. But that's who they are. And that's what I mean with the corporate media. Why are you putting a camera and a microphone in front of this bitch's face and saying, what do you think? What do you think about the indictment? Oh, I think like she's got rational thought. She has something that that millions of people tuning into the corporate media need to hear. Something to elevate the discourse. It's embarrassing. Why don't you say what they should ask her is, "Excuse me, m'lady, what's that hat? What's up with that hat? What does that mean? Explain it to me." Make her explain it. Well, you see, it means fuck Joe Biden. And it's a funny way that we all say fuck Joe Biden. Oh, okay. Well, why? Then get to the bottom of that. What are you saying? Why do you say fuck Joe Biden? Well, because he's, we lost an election. The con man is displeased. I don't know. And if you ask her what's that about? Well, why fuck Joe Biden? You don't like $35 insulin. You don't like Medicaid negotiating prices. You don't like that infrastructure week is no longer a laugh line. It's actually coming to fruition. You don't like that? What's that? Why? You don't like that we're finally making chips back here in the United States instead of ceding that to China? Why? What's wrong? I mean, tell me, what don't you like? And then stand back and wait for the laundry list of conspiracy theories, QAnon, cultists, all kinds of bullshit that make no sense, that aren't true. And, then you should walk away. Why are you putting a camera in front of that sad sack's face? And they should say to this lady is, are you retired? Are you on Social Security? Are you on Medicare? Do you realize that Republicans are once again coming for your Social Security? That they want to cut and privatize and make carve-outs and make it so that people can't retire? Because they want you to die. See, they want you to work until you die, and that's all you are to them. Nothing but a host from which to suck profit and discard. So, this is the point, about the corporate media. It's like, why are you wasting our time with the amplification of some victim, really, a victim of right-wing propaganda? You're giving her a platform instead of educating her. We don't need to hear what she says. You know what I mean? We don't need to hear her. We know what she thinks. It's written all over her stupid face in her hat. Her dummy, infantile hat. So why aren't you informing her? Why aren't you doing the duty of the free press and educating this bitch? Trying to break through the stupidity. You might not ever break through the infantilism, that's for sure. That's another conversation. But fucking for real. For Christ's sake. Yes, exactly. Mark on the chat says that would be real journalism, Tara. Exactly. I am asking too much from the media. Yeah, let me go out and man on the street it. But why are you asking her? And whenever that happened, it would be, I'm saying, if somebody does go up to this lady and start challenging her, it'll be somebody like the guys from the Good Liars, right? It'll be comedians. It's not going to be the actual media. it's such a disgrace. It really is. All right. Well, and I was like annoyed. That's why I grabbed this. Because I'm like, why are we fucking listening to this bitch? This stupid let's go. And we're all supposed to ignore. She's wearing a stupid Let's Go Brandon hat. Why her? There's nobody else? Because they had to find somebody that was on Trump's side, because they had a both sides. You can't just talk to... we don't need... the man on the street thing used to be like a little column in the newspaper. I know we don't really have newspapers in a different way, but... It shouldn't be the bulk of your broadcast. And the polls all day with the fucking polls again.
So there you heard a lot of opinions there.
Wait, what happened? It's not playing. You heard a lot of opinions there. You did? I heard some who were trying to, they weren't Trumpanzees. They didn't sound too bad. They sounded somewhat coherent. And then I heard somebody who is a victim, a Fox News victim. And that's the other thing. Why don't you tell that lady? Or ask her, do you realize that Fox News is in court right now as we speak and under oath? They're talking about from the owner of the company, the worst human being who ever walked one of the worst. The race is tight in the Republican Party. Rupert Murdoch, to their on-air personalities, to their producers, that they're under oath saying that they lie to their viewers. They lie. Do you know that, lady? Oh, well, that's just George Soros saying something from, because that's all, it's all Soros. And trust me, Soros is in his 90s. And when Soros passes away, as we all do, it won't matter. They will still point to Soros as their boogeyman nemesis, this overarching, he is the eternal Jew in this new, the reincarnation of the Nazis. And that's what they are. So, for example, to put it in context, they're attacking Alvin Bragg, who is a patriot. And remember a couple of months ago, that Alvin Bragg, we normal people were frustrated because Alvin Bragg declined to prosecute the con man, and now he's prosecuting the con. But then the Republicans were all praising him up the wazoo. So now he's prosecuting the con man, and they're very upset that their dim Führer, their dim leader, is also subject to the laws of the nation. All along he's been above the law. So that's, I guess, sort of like when he received fewer votes in the 2016 election, and yet still became the so-called president. And in 2020, they're confused. Republicans receive fewer votes. They still get to serve. Why not now? Or not serve. What am I saying? They serve themselves. So, let me see. What am I saying? So, the Republicans are talking about George Soros, and it's dog whistles. They are Nazis. You understand? The Republican Party, they take so many pages straight from the Nazi playbook that the comparison, it's too easy, but it's true. That's why they should never be presented other than what they are. They're not a legitimate political party anymore. They live in an alternate reality, and that is That's a hallmark of fascism. You see, and that's one of the defining characteristics of fascism, actually. How it doesn't matter. Truth is not relevant in fascism because they create the truth. They tell you what the truth is. And you either comply or you don't. And those who don't are, enemies of the people. Right? They are. So they're all saying how, this Soros-backed prosecutor, and they're a bunch of fucking liars. So Soros, who's in his 90s, donated. This is the connection between Soros and Alvin Bragg. He donated to, I think it's what is that organization? He gave money to a PAC, a super PAC, or like People of Change or something. Not People of Change. Let me see. I have an article here somewhere. But he gave money. It's like, you give money to the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee or whatever, and they fund some, candidate. You don't agree, or let's say, of everything that they stand for. And then somebody comes out of the woodwork and says, well, you stand for such and such, when you didn't even know that they gave money to whatever. So it's, you give money. Soros donated money to this umbrella organization, and they gave some money to Alvin Bragg's campaign. So, as George Soros said, he doesn't know Alvin Bragg. He never met Alvin Bragg, but that doesn't matter. Truth is incidental to fascists. Hold on, we'll be right back. Anyway, here we are. Hold on. This is Tara Devlin, Unapologetic Liberal Talk. Thanks for hanging out. If you can, check us out, youtube.com/C for channel/Tarabuster. Become a patron, patreon.com/Tara Devlin, to keep the show going and growing. Okay, good. Here's Matt Gaetz on Laura, the raised by Nazis in Grifter.
It seems to leave a nation on the edge as we witness the Sorosification of the criminal justice system in this country. Remember, Soros gave Alvin Bragg $1 million. We will wake up in a very different America tomorrow because we can no longer have moral authority against the dictators and despots who would always find it easier to jail their political rivals than to compete against them in free and fair elections.
Are these people for real? Well, what about all the chants of lock her up? All the threats. They went after Hillary Clinton with how many years? I'm not a big Hillary Clinton fan or whatever, but as you know, but they went after her. $25 million. I think they spent in one investigation hounding her. They went after her for years. Kenneth Starr, that's what it was. Starr spent $25 million back in the 90s trying to get Hillary Clinton, and came up with bupkis. So if they were going to indict somebody, they would have found it. They found nothing. They've been hounding that woman forever. And it's not like, they wouldn't they wouldn't put her behind bars or whatever, but it's the Soros, so what did he say? Sorosification of the legal system. They don't even. It's like, this is what Trump has done to the party. The dog whistles are out the window. This is the bullhorn. They might as well say the eternal Jew. That's what it's about. Why are you saying George Soros? He has a tenuous connection. Not tenuous. What's the right word? He barely has a connection. It is fucking ridiculous. But They know who they're talking to. They know that they need to incite their base, who are easily led. They're the idiots on socialist security, like that woman in the last clip, who demand government hands off their Medicare. They're the idiots who, are easily led. And really, when it comes down to it, the problem, just like they're saying, they're saying it is racism. It's bigotry. That's the Republican, that really is the Republican platform. But they're also a bunch of violent thugs. Here's Fox News. Here's a Fox News montage. And it's as sickening as you can imagine. As usual.
This thing opens up a whole Pandora's box here. And I don't really think the left understands what they're getting themselves into. This country is already teetering. This, of all things to do, on a charge about this small, that no other prosecutor is even considering bringing, really lights a fire into this country where we really don't need it.
I'm ready for whatever's next. And I hope every other man out there watching this show, I hope you're ready for whatever's next. If that's what they want, let's get to it.
We will find ourselves on that path to one party state in authoritarian government.
Yeah, probably not the best time to give up your AR-15. And I think most people know that.
Did you hear that? Probably not the best time to give up your AR-15, and I think most people know that. That's Tucker Carlson, tough guy Tucker. Pasty-faced, doughboy, chicken-killing, Swanson fortune trust fund baby. Born on third base, thinking he hit a triple. Raised in the ivory tower. Now he's man of the people when he hates the people. There are many recordings of him thinking he's being funny, talking about how, the unwashed masses, he looks down upon them, keep the barbarians at the gate and all that, how he's trying to keep them away from his fortune that he never earned. His family trickled it on him for murdering billions of chickens, who had every single chicken they murdered has more value, gave more to humanity than the entire Tucker Carlson lineage of DNA. I'm just saying. But what do you mean, Tucker? Probably not the best time to give up your AR-15. Why? Why? Are you going to shoot somebody? Who are you going to shoot? The cops? The DA? You're going to shoot elected officials? Is that it? It's pathetic. These people are fucking pathetic. But this is fascism. And the Republican Party is no longer a legitimate political party. They are a fascist death cult. They are a lie-riddled, fascist, greed-centered death cult with an authoritarian at the top, of course, wannabe dictator who admires the world's authoritarians, who's as dumb as a post. The only thing he is he's like every horrible personality trait, every horrible aspect of the human condition rolled up into an orange film. That's what he is. And that's their standard bearer. And they're gonna, and like I was saying earlier, they had so many times to get rid of this guy. Legally and peacefully, to separate themselves from the con man, especially on January 6th. They could have joined with the impeachment, and the first impeachment, the second impeachment. They could have got rid of him in the primary. But the thing is, they want power. It's all about power. And they see, it's like Ron DeSantis putting out a statement that he's not going to follow the law. That's the Constitution. He has no choice. If Trump goes on the lam and the federal marshals have to extradite his ass from Florida, DeSantis he's not the king of Florida. He has to abide by the Constitution too. But this is who they are. They hate America. I'm not kidding. They hate democracy. They hate the rule of law, as we see. Nobody's above the law except the con man? Except their standard bearer? Why don't they, the only thing these pricks had to say was, let the judicial process unfold. That's it. And shut their filthy fascist mouths, but they can't. It's all about power. And they think, this is what it is. They think that they will get power from Trump. They get their power from the vicinity of Trump, right? From being in his, part of this cult. It's all about self-serving power. It's all about money. That's why Fox News has no integrity, and anyone on it has to go. Anybody who tells the truth on Fox News, they're sending emails and shit back and forth with exclamation points. This has to stop. You see how much they hate this country? If you love something and you want to cherish it and you want to cultivate it, you want to ensure that it survives for the next generation, do you pour lies into it? Do you muddy it up with filth and lies? No, you want to set your country up for success. But to them, they want fascism. They hate democracy. It is what it is. We have to confront it. We just have to address it and lay it right out on the line. They hate America. They hate democracy. They know better. That's the thing. It's not like they're all in the cult. Tucker Carlson knows better. We know that. We got the emails behind the scenes. He's like, I loathe this piece of shit. I loathe this guy. I hate him. He hasn't done a single thing. How did he say it? It was a disaster. The Trump presidency was a disaster. But they have to continue to lie to the morons in the Let's Go Brandon merch. They have no integrity. But that's also what is part of fascism. You see, one of the things in Nazi Germany too is, I remember seeing one of the million documentaries I've seen about fascism, and someone said, they put it succinctly, that they take the underwhelming people and give them power. So that's fascism. It takes society's losers and gives them power. So where is this? Hold on. And here we are, here we are. Like, who literally would have, what's her name? Sidney Powell. Like, who would invite her on their show? Except to, I don't know, have an intervention. The likes of Sidney Powell. Who would hire her? And then you have her on your show for the sole reason of poisoning the already easily manipulated brains of the MAGA morons. They're already twisted by lies. They already hate democracy. They already hate America. What the media should be doing for them is educating them, giving them a civics lesson, sort of updating Schoolhouse Rock in a way, but for MAGA morons, teaching them a little bit about what this thing. I remember when I was a kid, Schoolhouse Rock was on, and I still remember, I'm just a bill, that one. And there was The Great American Melting Pot. And I was a kid, and I remember, learning. This is what America's about. That was all about how America's diverse and how we're a nation of immigrants and how that's one of our strengths and beauties. We are all together from all over the world. We have people from all over the world, and we live in peace and harmony. Except that doesn't work if you want a fascist, authoritarian, kiss up, kick down country where if you're born poor, you're more apt to stay poor than in any other Western democracy. See, it used to be when I was a kid. It was really I guess the end of the New Deal, the beginning of the decline of the American working class. I was, I remember Reagan when I was a kid. So that's where we can trace the decline of the American working class. That's for sure. Wait. Here's let me see. Here's Lindsey Graham.
DonaldJTrump.com.
Oh my
Go
God.
tonight.
It's
Give
so
the president
embarrassing.
some money to fight this bullshit. This is going to destroy America. We're going to fight back at the ballot box. We're not going to give in.
It's incredible.
How does this end, Sean? Trump wins in court and he wins the election. That's how this ends.
How do you get to 34 counts on this in your view?
What is that?
How do you do it? You
People are heckling him?
If you got a pile of crap and you chop it up 34 times, it's still a
Incredible.
pile of crap. It's duplicitous
Isn't
charging.
he manly? You see, this is how Republicans have debased this country. He does this all the time. He likes to curse. He's done this before. He goes on TV. He's like, well, that's bullshit. That's just bullshit. That's shit. This is, he likes to be the tough guy. But we know, there have been sex workers who have come forward, male sex workers, saying that his code name is Lady Graham. So, between them, they call him Lady Graham. So, I don't know. I'm just saying what they say. He's a tough guy. Doesn't he have any dignity left? That's when I'm looking at him and the red, watery eyes. Guys, don't try that hard. Just get help. Get the fucking help you need. Because everything, let me tell you all. I'm talking to Republicans now. You're not going to age well. And I don't mean literally. Maybe. You should eat better. Stop eating all that greasy shit. But history will not be kind to Lindsey Graham. It will not be kind to the MAGA morons. History will not look back on MAGA morons. It won't be kind to Trump. History will revile these Republicans, the MAGA morons, more than the normal people of America do now. You could take that to the bank. Unlike every business Trump ever tried, every scam he ever inflicted on society, you could take that to the bank. It's the truth. It's so true. That's the other thing. Trump sucks. He's a grifter. He is not a successful businessman. He is a grifter. What billionaire has a multi-level marketing vitamin scam and it fails? No billionaire puts their face and name on a multi-level marketing vitamin scam, a non-FDA approved vitamin scam. Multi-level marketing. You might as well have had the Nexium. He's like the fucking Keith Ranire of the Republican Party. What's the difference? Really? These people are debasing themselves constantly. It's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for Lindsey. I really am. I know they have no ability to feel embarrassment. Clearly. Look at who you are crying about. And John McCain, he used to be, remember, whatever, they called themselves the Three Amigos or whatever. It was Lindsey Graham and John McCain and some other asshole. and it used to be that Lindsey Graham was considered a moderate. He was a normal Republican when they were really off the chain. Not as off the chain but there were still other freaks. Of course, the Republican Party has always had freaks, but Lindsey was supposed to be one of the rational ones, like John McCain was supposed to be rational. But it goes to show you that Lindsey Graham is nothing. He is nothing but a follower. He is a disgusting coward. And that's why he takes on the personality of whoever he thinks will give him power. So at the time, it was advantageous for him to sidle up with John McCain. So he became like his little shadow. And now he sees his opportunity in Trump. And doesn't he, it doesn't even any dignity? The way Trump talks about John McCain, the way he insulted John McCain. I like my hero. I like people who aren't captured. What the fuck is wrong with him? What is wrong with the Republican Party? They love the troops, except the ones who are captured, right? They love cops, except when the cops are protecting democracy. Hold on, we'll be right back. Give the guy some money. We gotta fight this crap. The poor guy. It's an abomination. Wait, where?
This case will fall like a cheap suit under legal scrutiny. To the conservatives out there, make sure you vote. DonaldJTrump.com. Give the man some money so he can fight. Yeah. How do you do it? You take if you got a pile of crap and you chop it up 34 times, it's still a pile of crap. It's duplicitous charging. They're trying to smear the guy.
They're trying to smear the guy. Why don't they leave him alone? Leave Trump alone. It's like that guy, leave Britney alone. They're trying to smear him. All he was trying to do, he just wanted to stick his smaller than average penis into a porn star and then pass off the hush money as a payment to his lawyer, and using campaign funds and all kinds of 31 ways of moving money around so he didn't look like a piece of shit. Who wouldn't do that? You know it. He's just a lovely family man who wanted to fuck a porn star while his third trophy wife was home recovering from childbirth. I mean, he couldn't fuck her because she just had a baby. God bless the children. The babies, like here, I'm crying like a baby because you gotta give him some money. You know what's gonna make him feel good? It's money. That's all he cares about. Money, 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 money. The theme song of Trump is money, money, money. Because that's all that matters, right? Jesus. I love Jesus. And I swear to God, Jesus is telling me to give me some money. Give the guy some money. He don't have enough money. Right? Give the guy, right? I thought he was supposed to be a billionaire. What is he begging for money? Why does he need your fucking $2? Go to DonaldJTrump.com. Why? I thought he's a billionaire. I thought he was a genius. What a genius. What billionaire sells NFTs of themselves? Well, now we can have a new NFT of him in a orange jumpsuit. You know, remember how he's a cowboy? He's an astronaut. That's what, like a child, a baby. This is who the fuck these people are. They should put him in a diaper. And they all wipe his ass. I mean, oh God, I can't. It's just so embarrassing. I swear to God. I'm telling you, though, we will win. I'm not ending the show. I'm just saying. We will win. You see how sick these people are? Now, here's the other thing. I just want to run it by you guys, too. Because every time they say that this is going to help Donald Trump, like this indictment is going to help him. It's going to make him the president. That's not true. What do you think? I don't think so. I mean, it might get him the nomination. Yes, because the Republican Party is a bunch of broken ass fascists. They are dumb, and they are, they have no dignity, and I don't know, they suck. So, but it's not going to. I don't think it's going to. That's going to translate to the rest of the country, especially, the majority of Americans aren't MAGA morons. They're normal people, even if they're not Democrats, right? They're not, I mean, his antics, it's enough. He's a black hole of energy that just keeps, he's an energy succubus. And the indictment, everybody saw January 6th. We saw him incite a violent insurrection trying to overthrow democracy. We have his voice on a fucking phone call telling the different secretaries of state to find him the votes that he needed to win, to make it up. He said, there's nothing wrong with saying you've recalculated. Just say some bullshit to cover up the fact that you're stealing the election. I want you to steal it for me. Right? We heard that shit. He's a criminal. And when the Republicans, I mean, you wait. This is just the first indictment. It's just one indictment. It's gonna be raining indictments. When Jack Smith, he's got 2 indictments coming. One for January 6th and the other for the classified documents the fucker stole. And he admits it. Every time he opens his mouth, he admits it. He says about the classified document, we have a Presidential Records Act. I could take whatever I want. That's what he said. That's not the Presidential Records Act, you dumb. I mean, I'm not the fucking president, but I know that. And he's just a moron who thinks that the country, when he was the president, he had no clue what it meant to be a president. He hates this country. He hates democracy. He thought he was the king for a day. Like he saw that show Queen for a day. He thought he was king for a day. My generals, my attorney general. And he tried to mold the country into his will. And some of the systems fought back. But the other, not enough, in my opinion, but the other what the Republican enablers, the fascists, the termites whittling away from at the pillars of democracy from within, like Lindsey Graham, like, well, Moscow Mitch McConnell, shoving unqualified flunkies onto the court, like the Nazis, just like the Nazis, you know. This is, but his own chief of staff and his own cabinet had to give Trump, or tried to, I should say, they tried to give him a history lesson. They literally brought out a map and gave him a history lesson of the world, the post-World War II world. Because he's a fucking moron. Okay? And you say you dare? You vote for him? Shame on you. You will be one day you will be embarrassed if you have any ability to be embarrassed. I know that is asking a lot, but one day I'm just saying it so we all kind of think of that day, visualize this day. It's coming. One day in the not so distant future, those who supported Trump will only speak of it in shamed whispers. Mark my words. You could bank on it. Bank on it. It's coming. I'm telling you, I'm a psychic in some ways. But you don't have to be a psychic. You don't have to be Miss Cleo to figure that one out. It is so... You just have to be somewhat a student of history to know. They're not aging well, and they never do. They're not going to... Lindsey Graham's going to be eviscerated by history. All of the enablers. Oh, perjury, Traitor Green. She won't last. I have a feeling about her. She might... I don't know. Let me think. Now that I'm saying that. How long will we have to endure her? Not getting any readings from the stars. Let's see. Lauren banned from the bowling alley. Boebert might be shorter lived. There are, because when I think about sometimes when I go back and I just think about the past, as we do. And there were some like Eric Cantor. Remember him? He's gone. He wasn't nearly as repugnant as half of them, but they just keep getting worse. Madison Cawthorn is gone. Oh, and speaking of, let me talk about him. Let me see, what time is it? Because last show, when Robin Kincaid was on the show, we had a little Roman history lesson again. Because I love history, especially Roman history. Hold on, we'll be right back. This is Tarabuster, unapologetic liberal talk. Thank you, Pookie's mommy, for your super chat. Lock it up. Lock it up. Exactly. Oh, please, lock it up. But, what was I saying? So, yes, all the Republicans are jumping out there in trying to get some of this, I guess they're trying to get some attention. That's really what it is. Madison Cawthorn, a traitor, a guy, he's in a wheelchair. He's even that he had to lie about. He made up a story, and this is what they do. They're all George Santos in some form because they're all fiction. They make up because they're underwhelming. See, this is what it's about. They hate to work. They want all of the attention and accolades of elites, so to speak, of the liberals. That's why they're like the sour grapes, right? Oh, I didn't want them anyway. Those are sour grapes. But really, deep down inside, they want attention from like Hollywood elites and They want pats on the back. They want the Nobel Peace Prize. They want to have all of the, you know, they want the accoutrement. That's why they're always pretending that they're international men of mystery or out there fighting sex crimes. That's another one. This Andy Ogles, the filthy, disgusting Tennessee liar and AR-15 suckler, who, you know, he said that he padded his resume and said he was like some kind of lawman running around saving people from sex trafficking. Well, I mean, it's nothing there. It's not true. I mean, they're just legends in their own mind. They saw Mission Impossible 2 and they're like, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, me, I'm like that. But to be like that would take effort and work and dedication and things that they don't have the time for. It's like George Santos. He, you know, going to Baruch, going to NYU, doing the work of a college student and showing up every day, reading the books, doing the papers, doing the presentation, doing the dissertation. That takes talent. That takes time. That takes energy. And they would rather just lie about it. And that's who they are. Madison Cawthorn, same thing. He you know, I feel bad for him. He's whatever. He seems to be fine, working it out now, being able to overcome his being in a wheelchair. But the story, he wasn't left to die in the car that he was in an accident. It was like they have to make shit up about everything. He was pulled from the car. It was like a drunk driving. He was drunk driving, acting like a dick, and he crashed. And his friend saved his fucking life by pulling him out of the vehicle. But Madison Cawthorn was in the habit of going around saying that his friend who had saved his life had left him in the car to die. And that's not true. You know, this is what they do. And in fact, the friend who had saved his life said, wow, like I can't, he was really taken aback that, why would you lie about that? Let me see. Hold on, Madison Cawthorn. Anyway, he's out of Congress. Madison Cawthorn is another, he is another living example of everything that I say, that's, you know, of the fact that Republicans are not in governments. They don't get into government service, and I say with them with scare quotes. They don't do it to help their communities. They do it to kiss their own asses and ingratiate themselves and their friends and their rich pals. They because Madison Cawthorn, when he lost the primary, you know, you still have to serve out your term, and he just fucked off and left. And there are things like constituent services, so people need things from their local representative, like paperwork for immigration or passport help or visas, so all kinds of things, recommendations to military academies, things like that you're trying to get, you need from your representative. I mean, that's their job. Their job is constituent services, and he just left. And worse than that, he just left it. He didn't even save any of the work. So it's like, oh, okay, well, here's Joe Schmo's paperwork. We're working on this issue for this constituent. Here's Mary Jo or whatever, Jane Doe or whatever's paperwork, and here's where we're at in this. They just dumped it. So the new rep had to start from scratch with the constituent services. You see, this is who they are, and the fucker just bugged out to Florida and didn't finish his term. So There you go. What did I say? What do I say all the time? They hate America. They're not in it for altruism. They're not in it for government service. They're in it to make themselves richer. And he's not services, work. And the other thing was he didn't even. We've talked about this before. How he boasted that his only that the main budget item in his budget for his office, for his congressional office, was comms, communications. It's like Fox News. Who needs actual legislation or work? Who needs to work when you can whisper and drip poison into the ears of the morons stupid enough to vote for you? Anyway, so all the Republicans are out there. They're either calling for violence, calling for, we need our AR-15s to, I guess, kill people. Here's Madison Cawthorn giving us a history lesson.
All the news that a far-left Manhattan grand jury has indicted...
Everybody's far left. Put on your shirt. Isn't it? It's incredible. These people are... They're a bunch of clowns. So for those listening on the podcast who can't see, Madison Cawthorn is talking into a camera, but he doesn't have a shirt on for some reason. God knows why. No explanation.
Trump. Now, this is exactly like what happened during the fall of the Roman Republic, when you had made it commonplace to start persecuting the tribune of the plebs or either the consuls whenever they left political office. This is going to lead us down the exact same path that Rome followed, and will lead to a dictatorship. This is disgusting, and the DA in New York and Manhattan should be ashamed of himself. This is a terrible, terrible road we're going down. Go and study the fall of the Roman Republic. This is exactly what's happening.
Bullshit. Give us an example. They were persecuting the tribune of the plebs. We talked about this on the show. We talked about the Tiberius Gracchus, who was assassinated, but he was assassinated by conservatives. Tiberius Gracchus was a progressive, trying to implement laws to decrease the income inequality between the patricians and the plebeians. So, it has nothing to do with anything that he's talking about. What the fall of the Roman Republic can be, the historians trace it to that event when Tiberius Gracchus was assassinated by the conservatives. He was assassinated by the aristocracy that didn't want to give up their land and didn't want to give up their privilege and didn't want to follow the laws. It was the other thing, the violation of the norms, really. Exactly what the Republicans are doing. So everything that Republicans say, it's either a projection or a confession. It's sort of like, so he's saying it's like the fall of the Roman Republic. It's like the fall of the Roman Republic in the ways that the Republicans violate norms, like when Caesar crossed the Rubicon with an army threatening the government rather than submit to the law. So, they're a bunch of morons, and I'm sick of it. But we will win. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Thank you for hanging out. This is the end of the Progressive Voices part of the show. Come on over to youtube.com/c4channel/Tarabuster to keep watching and listening. Patreon.com/Tara Devlin. We will win. I'll see you soon. All right. I thought I was cutting it close there. Unreal. But it's so embarrassing. This is what gets me crazy about them. Because they say shit like that. This is just like the fall of the Roman Republic. Look it up. Look it up. Like they went after the tribune of the plebs. Look it up. And he's trying to sound like he knows like he knows anything, like he has a clue. And then the rest of them, because they're stupid and easily led, they'll be like, yeah, this is just like the Roman Republic, the fall of the Roman. It's just like the tribune of the plebs. Like they heard it, or they overheard it somewhere. But they know nothing. They know nothing. And just like we said, they had to give the con man a history lesson of post-World War II Western civilization, I suppose. And that's when, who was the one? Mathis? Not Mathis. The guy who was the guy, the oil guy. The oil guy that left. Tillerson, Rex Tillerson, called him a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. But that's who they are. That's their hero. So it's fascinating. It really is fascinating thinking that of all the people they could align themselves with, they pick him. Anyway, whatever. Every now and then I stop and I say, what? Trump? Really? President Trump? Like, really? You fucking people, you're not kidding. You're not, you like him? You want him to lead you? And anyway, all right. It's like I have to pinch myself. And speaking of Republicans, useless Republicans who debase themselves, here's a Meghan McCain writing, she's another one, has no dignity, who is, it's a case in point. Those who really don't need a platform, they don't deserve one. Why are we listening to Meghan McCain? I know I'm talking about her now because she's annoying and whatever. But why are we listening to her? And the only reason she even has column at the Daily Mail is because she's John McCain's daughter. She's not a very interesting person. She's not a very insightful person. She knows she's not a very I don't know. It's not like she's a great writer or has any clue. She's Meghan McCain. I mean, she's John McCain's daughter. That's it. It's no meritocracy. So here's what she writes for the Daily Mail. And it's fascinating to me. I don't know, do people actually read this seriously? Or does she only get clicks or whatever from the people like me who are like kind of hate reading it? I'm reading it to be like, to kind of validate my hate. Not that I need it. It's sort of like using it as an example of everything that's wrong. Like, she's not, this is what gets me. Yes, she's as Mark C says on the chat, she's a trust fund baby. Exactly. She's another one of these born on third base, thinking she hit a triple, and has no, no clue, yes, but no, the lack of self-awareness is stunning. So, but that, I guess, is sort of like, it speaks to her soul, her as a person. Because I don't know, in my dreams, I think, if I think about what would I be like if my parents were rich or whatever, if I was a trust fund baby, I would not, I don't know, I could pretty much say with certainty that I would not be an asshole. I would be somebody that uses their money and tries to help people. You know, I know that for a fact. I would have some kind of awareness of how lucky I am that I was born into the lucky sperm with the lucky sperm club or whatever. And I certainly wouldn't use my status, my money, my privilege to try to make others' lives worse by taking away their social safety net, by doing all I can to ensure that I pay as little taxes as possible so others can't have Medicare or services or whatever it might be. Civilized life. But this is who Meghan McCain is. It's disgusting. It's like Tucker Carlson. It has to come from a sick soul, a sickness. And they always talk about, and Meghan McCain's no different. She's another one that's like, I love Jesus. I'm all about Jesus. She brings it up. She's all, she's into Christ. They hate Christ as much as they hate America. Oh, and she's all into America, as we know. She named her friggin' daughter Liberty. Liberty. It's like all of the trappings of patriotism without a clue of what it actually means. Why don't you name her daughter Flag? Flag or Star? Well, that would have worked, right? Star. Stars and Eagles. Star, Eagle, Flag, McCain. Whatever the other name is. So here's what she writes. Pandora's box is open. Brace yourself for what comes next. Now, get ready, guys. This is me now. Get ready to be absolutely and completely underwhelmed. And people are asking, where's the producer? Let's see. Oh, wait. Wrong button. Oh, wrong button again. Wrong button. Let me see. Is this camera on? Is this thing on? How come it's not coming on? That's weird. My USB camera is not coming on. I was going to show you him. He's over here. Come on, USB camera. What the fuck? It's not working. I'm sorry. I can't move it. I don't know why. That's weird. It's on. The light is on. It's just not showing me anything. And the flap's up. So, here. See? That's the cat cam. Interesting. Everything sucks. Okay. Pathetic. Here's what she writes. This is Miss Political Pundit. Pathetic partisan Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg announced last night that a New York City grand jury has indicted former President Trump. Now, who the fuck is she? Excuse my language. I know I'm cursing a lot. How dare you? Pathetic partisan Manhattan DA. A grand jury indicted the scumbag. How dare you? How dare you so filthily attack our nation of laws that so many died for? You know, that's why they died. They died so we would have a jury of our peers, not our fates wouldn't be in the hands of my lord. Right? That's the way it used to be. Well, my lord. And what was that? What's that famous saying? My friends, have justice, the law for everyone else. That's a famous authoritarian quote. Oh, no, excuse me. For my friends, everything. For my enemies, the law. Who said that? Peru's General Oscar Benavides. Benavides. For my friends, everything. For my enemies, the law. It's chilling. Interesting. Okay, anyway. Pathetic partisan. Shut your hole. There's nothing more pathetic and partisan than the entire Republican Party. The indictment is sealed. Yeah, so what? So that's it. Period. End of sentence. Go home, Meghan. But all signs point to Bragg reheating old allegations from the 2016 presidential campaign that Trump paid a porn star, Stormy Daniels, $130 to buy her silence about an extramarital affair. I wouldn't exactly call 2 minutes an affair. If that. 30 seconds. Uh-oh. You know who's on his way up. And there's no camera. There's no camera to see. My cat. My friend, the cat. What's up? Stop. Look. Now I got the I got the iPhone camera on. Yeah, it's a different view. You okay there, bud? Look. Hey, hello. All right, hold on. This is our in the pinch camera. There he is, the boss. It's the producer. Split screen. All right, sit down now. You're bothering me. It's too close, though. Come on. All right, it's very difficult. I know, it's getting crazy. We're running out of time. We're running out of time. Is that a song? No, I just wrote it. Everyone knows this. Oh, wait. Bragg's case is widely thought to rely on a strange brew of legal charges that make a perfectly legal payoff into a state felony. Perfectly legal payoff. Is that actually a thing? It's a case the federal prosecutors wouldn't touch. Why don't you shut your hole because you don't know everything? You know? Why don't you shut your hole and, I don't know, go hang a flag or something? You don't know everything. You didn't see what the grand jury saw, and you're really going out on a limb for the con man? You really are. Okay. I guess, in her mind, I now that I'm saying this, I'm thinking she probably thinks this makes her more legitimate somehow because, we all know that the con man was attacked her father, and in very sophomoric and stupid ways, of course, being a real, because that's all he's capable of. But I suppose that the fact that she's defending this con man grifter for paying off a porn star and forging, it's not the payoff, it's the forging of the documents. You see, that's illegal. And, you can't just forge documents and then submit them to the federal government for your taxes. It's just not a thing you're supposed to do, especially if you're a billionaire. But so it's not really the payoff, it's the forgery, It's not the crime, it's the cover-up. So I guess, but that makes her somehow more of a, objective or something. I don't know. One thing Bragg himself turned down last year. So what happened between then and now? Listen to this. This is what she writes. So what happened between then and now? Could it be that Trump decided to run for president? Like, honestly, I know this is the line that the MAGA morons in the Let's Go Brandon hats are, the dumbass, stupid, babyish Let's Go Brandon hats are telling themselves, and that's what they're being told by the people that want to take away their Social Security. But we don't, Trump's a loser. It's actually I know that he was able to pull out that royal flush in 2016. It's not happening again. Everywhere that the MAGA morons ran, I don't know if they paid attention during the midterms, but they lost. It's a losing hand they're holding. He will not win. Trump is a loser. And and the Republicans are hitching their wagon to a stinking, fading star. Could it be that Trump decided to run for president? We should be so lucky. I have no doubt. I mean, the only thing that's going to suck when he runs for president, that we have to listen to him. We're going to have to endure him. He will never shut his lie hole. It will be a nonstop corporate media circle jerk, as it always is. Trump said this. Trump laid a fart. Trump pooped his eyepiece. Trump took a shit. Trump da-da-da. Trump da-da-da. Now he said this. Look at that thee. Look at that caps. All caps misspelling. Look at this mama. Boo 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 boo. Trump. It's like never stops. I just wrote that song too. Look at that. And they're not even hiding. Everyone knows. Here, I hate her. This is what she says. Everyone knows what this is. No, honey. You. Everyone? You're not everyone. You're not everyone. You're not the center of the universe. The majority of Americans know that Trump is a criminal, a tax-cheating con man. He's the biggest loser. In fact, we know that. The taxes we did see reveal that Trump is the biggest single loser American taxpayer. That he lost more money, the dirtbag, before he was the so-called president despite receiving fewer votes, the dirtbag Trump lost more money than any other single American taxpayer, which that's not a winner. He's a fucking loser. He's a succubus, a parasite. Jabba the Hutt of parasites. A tax cheat, inflating the value of his properties when it suited him, deflating them when it suited him, stiffing workers. That was his business model. Stiffing workers and selling them magic beans. And so here's what she writes. Everyone knows what this is. It's a Democrat. Fuck you. I'm so sick of them and this Democrat thing. Democrat contrived political prosecution of their boogeyman. You know what, Megan? Kiss my white Irish ass. You filthy waste of everything. Waste of opportunity, privilege. Democrat contrived. Oh, well, there goes Megan. Throwing up the gang signs. Boom, boom, I'm with you. Don't worry, maggots. I'm just like you. It doesn't matter. She tries to, I guess, have it both ways. My daddy, don't you have any dignity? These people debase themselves and debase themselves. She's supposed to be taken seriously, but there she is with the proving that she's a maggot. She's a fucking maggot, a moron. Democrat contrived. That's the tell, you see. And she's not a legitimate anything. All right, Junior, stop it. Okay, you see? I can't take it. I can't take it, man. Oh, shit. A Democrat contrived political prosecution of their boogeyman? Well, oh, gee, why is he a boogeyman? Is he a boogeyman or is he a crook? You know, like, we got shit to do here. He's a fucking coup-plotting fascist, a liar, an authoritarian wannabe. He is an authoritarian. He wants to be a dictator. He wants the power to destroy pesky democracy once and for all. He's a parasite. He's not even a decent human being. He's an abuser, a sexual predator. Is this a boogeyman? He tried to use taxpayer money to strong arm a foreign leader into digging up dirt or announcing, not even digging up the dirt, just announcing an investigation into his political rival, which is a crime because he's not supposed to. That's not faithfully executing the laws of the country. He's not the king. It's not his money. Congress holds the purse strings. He's supposed to faithfully execute the laws, not use the money to hold it over the head when of a foreign leader when we're trying to prevent this democracy from falling to autocracy from his friend Putin. Not his friend, his hero. Putin hates this guy. We know that. Putin hates him and laughs at him and knows what a fucking puppet he is. He has no respect for him. He hates him. He laughs at him. He knows what a easily manipulated dirtbag he is. Oh, and I want to ask Megan, what about, where's the transcripts? You know, they were always like, I want to see the server. Where's the server? Where's the server? Somebody got the server. Well, where's the transcripts of Trump's secret meeting with Putin that Trump confiscated? That's the thing that drives me crazy about the Democrats. Why don't they say that? When the Republicans say, where's the server? I want to see the server. I want to see the 33,000 emails. Where's the server? Somebody's got the server. So, why don't they say, where's the transcripts? I want to see the transcripts. Somebody's got the transcripts of Trump's secret meeting with Putin, where no one could know what they talked about. What did they talk about? Do you think they were talking about making the world safe for democracy? They were talking about American interests? Or were they talking about, how they could fuck us more? How they could concentrate more wealth into oligarchs' hands? How they could finally put the nail in the coffin of this pesky American democracy once and for all? How they could finally destroy NATO, our democratic alliance? I hate these people. God, legally and peacefully. In a hysterical self-own, Megan writes, that I'd be laughing about if I wasn't scared to death. Scared to death is the Republican baseline. Political published a piece on Thursday with the headline, Trump seems to be the victim of a witch hunt. So what? Oh my God. So what? I'm sorry. I wonder if Megan read that. Or she just saw the headline. Well, most Republicans, they just see the headlines. So what? And they don't. So what? Well, the witch hunt is that if you got nothing to fucking hide, aren't these people always like, well, we should be able to shove a camera up your ass and watch your every move and listen to, the Patriot Act and all this, and Republicans. Oh, well, if you don't do anything, whenever a person with darker pigment gets killed by the cops, well, you should have complied. If you're not hiding anything, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And, well, if you're not a crook, what are they finding? If you're not trying to overthrow the election, if you're not calling up secretaries of state and saying, oh, come on, fellas, give me a break here. All I need is this many votes. Whatever. What's the big deal? Just tell them you recalibrated. Who cares? Who cares about the democracy that millions fought, bled, and died to create and entrust to us? Who cares? I want to get paid. I want the power. My friend Putin, how can I ever look him in the face? How can I look Kim Jong-un in the face? When Kim Jong-un says boo, everybody stands at attention. Now, they don't show me that respect. How could I ever hang out with my friends, the world's most brutal dictators, and hold my own? They're all going to laugh at me. Who cares? Find me those votes. Right? So if you're a victim of you're not a victim. Stop falsifying documents. Stop cheating on your taxes. Witch hunt? Do a witch hunt. Go through my taxes. Witch hunt my taxes. Show me what's wrong. I never falsified documents. I pay my taxes. Where's the witch hunt? There's a lot of witches in the witch hunt. I know that's 17 witches went to jail with the Trump-Russia hoax, right? The collusion, no collusion. Bullshit. A lot of witches in the witch hunt. A lot of witches coming out of the woodwork. A lot of witches going to jail. Michael Cohen went to jail for the same thing that Alvin Bragg, that this indictment is surrounding. Jesus Christ. So she writes, in a hysterical witch hunt, so what? Okay, yes. So what? I'm sorry. I always thought that witch hunts were bad. But what the heck? Collect the kindling and grab the matches because we're having a bonfire. Okay, here we go. She probably thought real hard about this. The problem is, America is lashed to the stake. Bullshit. It is our patriotic duty to hold the criminal con man to account. America is lashed to the stake if we let him go free. If there's no accountability for the con man, that's when America is lashed to the stake. We've been lashed to the stake since he squatted in the White House despite receiving fewer votes. And before, we've been lashed to the stake. We were lashed to the stake when Mitch McConnell stuffed his unqualified flunkies onto the court, violating norms. You know, how, like the end of the Roman Republic, all the violation of the norms. That's how it ends. Not because a criminal, a tax-cheating, draft-dodging, wannabe dictator con man with a fake university and a fake vitamin scam, a history of sexual assault, who received fewer votes, who incited a coup, who continues to lie and sidle up to the world's dictators and is doing everything in his power to destroy democracy, to corrupt that that sick excuse of a political party and is out there colluding with criminals, like the January 6th criminals, turning them into the Hearst vessels of the modern Nazi Republican Party. Imagine, if you will, if Hillary Clinton or anyone cut a music video or whatever with a bunch of criminals who tried to overthrow the government. What do you think these pricks would do? I mean, that's all you need to know, is to play the what if. What if Barack Obama, let's say, right, did a whole thing with, let's say, anyone who found themselves arrested from Black Lives Matter, and then he created a choir, and right, what would the Republicans do? We know what they would do, because they're so full of shit now. They stink. They're stinking up the entire country. They're stinking up the world, as usual. That's conservatism. It stinks. It's hypocrisy. It never liked democracy. And now it has, democracy lashed to a stake. I'm no legal expert, she says, so I'll leave it to them to break down the case. But I'm a political analyst. You are? But you can't say the name of the oldest continuous political party in world history, founded by Thomas Jefferson. You can't say the proper name. You have to call that the Democratic Party the Democrat Party, right? Because you're a political analyst that wants to be taken seriously by a bunch of traitors, I suppose. You filthy, filthy bunch of traitors. I'm a political analyst, and let me tell you, regardless of the outcomes of a flimsy, unprecedented criminal prosecution of a former president candidate, we will lose. We all lose. We all lose when criminals walk free. When crooks get to overthrow or try to, when they foment an insurrection, we all lose. And the other thing, the last thing I want to see, because we only have a couple of minutes left, like all these Republicans crying and all of them, like Lindsey Graham with his tears, and they're all crying and talking about violence. This got to stop. They're all making videos. I don't see any tears for the children who died in Tennessee. I don't see tears for them. There's no passion for them. There's no passion to do anything to save American children from the next massacre. No, of course not. I don't see Lindsey Graham on Fox News choking back tears with red eyes and red watery eyes. Oh, but they all came flying out. The flying monkeys came flying out for the con man. They only got tears for the con man. No tears for dead children. They got shrugs for dead children. They're like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Nothing we can do with dead children. But I swear to God, leave him alone.
This case will fall like a cheap suit under legal scrutiny. To the conservatives out there, make sure you vote. DonaldJTrump.com. Give the man some money so he can fight.
Thank you, Lindsey.
Help him.
How do you do it? You take if you got a pile of crap and you chop it up 34 times, it's still a pile of crap.
Look
this
at my
duplicitous
eyes.
charging. They're trying to smear the guy. They're trying to take cases that nobody else would take
my God.
and resurrect them. This is literally legal voodoo.
Oh my God. But
Right.
when kids die, there's nothing we can do. We only cry when a con man gets what's coming to him. The law. Well, we will win. We will win. My name is Tara Devlin. If you can hang out in the chat room, yeah, of course. But become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. We will win. We will. We're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We stick together. We win. My name is Tara Devlin. I'll see you soon. All right, Stephanie, thank you for your super chat. Thank you so much. Happy Accountability Day. Exactly. Yes, accountability. I know that's hard for Republicans. They don't accountability for, not for me, for thee. Accountability for the exonerated five, right? Remember how Trump took out, I wonder if somebody will take out a full page ad on Trump saying he deserves the death penalty. Still hasn't apologized. Well, for those who don't know, maybe younger listeners and viewers who weren't around at the time, Trump, there was an incident of sexual assault in Central Park where a woman was brutally raped many years ago. And of course, the cops just rounded up 5 young men with darker pigment, and then the entire media went into a frenzy. I remember that at the time. I remember the whole thing. That it was that they were in the park wilding, and there was, it was like the super predators, wilding, but it ended up that the cops railroaded these 5 young men and took their lives away by putting them in jail, while the real criminal walked free. It was and he actually ended up years later confessing, and he was a serial rapist, serial killer type. And he found God in prison. So he confessed, and then it all started to unravel that these young men who had confessed, they because they were manipulated and hounded and harassed. And as you know, they've done many studies that cops will apply pressure. And these were underage kids too. And they told them things like, just sign this and you'll be able to go home. And it was their confession. So, and it's just horrific. And they were exonerated. They're out free now, and Trump has never apologized because he jumped on the bandwagon. He took out a full-page ad in the New York Times saying that these young men, well, he didn't call them that. I think he called them everything but their names, that they needed to be executed and things like that. Because that's what Trump does. He never adds decency, or he's never like, hey, let's slow down here. He's never the voice of reason. He's the voice of, he's the voice of fascism, the voice of division. Surprised he didn't call them a fat pig. That's his favorite. Horse face. Democrat Party. You see what I mean? We're dealing with people who they don't have the basic maturity to function in a democracy. It really is. Everything that they do, everything they say, it reveals of themselves. Let's go, Brandon. Like all of their babyishness, it proves me right. Republicans lack the basic maturity to function in a democracy. All right. Listen, guys. Listen. Yes, the ad said they should be executed. Exactly. Haiku. Because he brings so much to humanity, you see. Oh my God. All right. Yes, guys, I want to thank you all for hanging out. We will have a show during the week, hopefully. It's our weekday special, usually Wednesday evening. And then, of course, we will be back here Friday for our regular Friday get-together. In the meantime, God knows what's going to happen. It's going to be, I don't know. I don't know if I can make it into the city on on Tuesday. I want to go down to the courthouse to join the normal people that are going to be there. Because Perjury Trader Green is coming to New York. And I want to be there to yell, go home. Go home, Perjury Trader Green. We don't want you here. But it should be interesting. We'll see. All right, listen. I got to get the show ready. And I got to get unconscious. I'm going to get unconscious. I need to sleep. But I want to thank you for hanging out. Thank you all for your super chats. Keeping the show going and growing. Thank you for your patronage. Keeping the show going and growing. Share the show with your friends. Invite your friends to our get-togethers. I don't know what I'd do without you. I really don't. We also, if you want to stay in touch during the week, you can join our Discord page. That's how we, you can send me messages. Shit like that. All right. I gotta go. I know. I want to go down and take videos. I should do it. I just don't know what I have to do on Tuesday. Let me see. This is why I miss my friend Michael. On one of the reasons, I should say. One of the many. Because we would definitely be getting together. Be like, oh yeah, let's go. He was my, my other half doing things like that. All right. Guys, I gotta go. I gotta get unconscious. But first, I have to get the show ready. All right, listen, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I don't know. I guess parting is difficult. That's why it takes me. I can't just wrap it up. Just wrap it up, bitch. All right, guys. Listen. I know you're listening. Oh, helicopter. Maybe Trump's on the run. All right, I will. I'm sorry, Winston. I see that. I lost my friend Joy a few weeks ago. She would have been so excited to see this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. I know. My condolences, my friend. All right, my friends. I will see you very soon.